going on there, guys? We back with another one. We're gonna talk about Steven Jackson. He was talking about who was the hardest to guard between Tracy McGrady and LeBron James, and he gave both of them props. He broke down their strengths on offense, and he was talking about when you guard the top players in the NBA, it's never to stop them. It's only to contain them or slow them down. You know, these players work too hard, and most of the time, great offense beats great defense. There's not much you can do. And he was talking about how LeBron, when he's going right, he'll dunk everybody in the rim. And you think about some of those plays where he got Garnett, where LeBron dunked on Tim Duncan, where he dunked on Rasheed Wallace and the Pistons. When he goes right and gets a full head of steam, especially young, when he was in his prime, athletic prime, he was going to finish over the top of pretty much anybody. And Tracy McGrady, during his peak years before injury started to plague him, he was just a dynamo. I mean, people were comparing him and Kobe as the two top shooting guards. They were on the same level around 2003. They were about the same level players in a lot of people's eyes. And he also talked about Monta Ellis, and Monta Ellis may be coming on all the smoke sooner than later, man. So check out what Steven Jackson had to say.
It was hard for me to guard Bron. The question was, who was hard to guard, Bron or T-Mac? That's the question, right? So I'm going to answer this right quick. Who was harder to guard, Bron or T-Mac? So, first, let me say, both the motherfuckers unstoppable. So it was hard to guard both of them. Let's get that out the way, okay? Let's start there. Hard to guard both of them motherfuckers. Unstoppable. For T-Mac could shoot at 6'10" with a handle. So your best bet was try to get up in him and try to get close to him. Pause. Try to get close to him and try to crowd him so he can't just pull up and shoot. You know what I'm saying? Try to make him dribble, or dribble to some help, or dribble to your big man to try to get some help, right? And most of the time, you'll still crowd him. He'll still pull up on you, whack, or if he get to the rim, he'll dunk on him. So you just had to make hope he have an off night and make it difficult. For Bron, he can't shoot as well as T-Mac, but one thing about Bron damn near 6'9", 260 pounds. And he dribbled like a point guard and passed like Magic Johnson and jumped like Jordan. Like, the motherfucker do everything. So you try to take one thing away, he'll figure out. The best bet is to try to send LeBron left. That's what we used to do. But he always figure it out, you know what I'm saying? He'll make a play. But I was just taking my chances with pushing him left, but he'll just figure it out. And when he get right, if he go to his right, there's nothing you can do. You can bring all 5 people on him. If he going right, he's going to score on everybody in the arena. The people at the concession stand, the security, the ball boys, the people outside that's parking the cars, the valet. He going to dunk on all of them if he go right. And sometimes it's just hard to stop him getting right to his right hand, but they both are you just got to hope niggas like that have an off night, because you can't do nothing with none of them. You know what I'm saying? And great defenders, that's what they do. They ain't really stopping these great scores, these great players. They just making them difficult for them to have an off night. But they ain't stopping shit. We wasn't stopping nothing. That's just free game to you. But we wasn't stopping nothing. We just frustrating them enough where they having an off night. Big facts. But to answer your question, it's impossible to guard either one of them motherfuckers. Nah, no, we've been trying to get Monta on the show forever, man. Me and Matt, that's our real little brother. We gonna burn this bitch down over Monta. Trust me. That's one person that all of us agree on. That's our little brother. We all love him the same. So, yeah, we would love to have Monta on the show. We can't wait to get LeBron doing this thing, though. LeBron living great, being a great dad, being a great husband, taking care of his kids, doing this thing, bro. Bro doing better than all of us, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? The youngest one out of all of us doing the best. So, and we happy to say that, because we all doing good. You know what I'm saying? So, straight up, shout out to Lil Bro.
it was cool to hear Steven Jackson break down two of the top scorers, of all time. I mean, I can't really say McGrady, but when he was at his peak level, he was operating as one of the top scorers, that the game had ever seen, just from a skill set perspective, not based off injury and how it derailed his career, but just speaking on those guys, you could just hear Steven Jackson and some of the things that went in the scouting report through the way he was speaking. You'll have some people say Steph was so hard. People that don't like to run and chase him around all night and get hit, beat up with so many screens. I mean, you heard Patrick Beverly say that about Steph: get plenty of rest the night before you guard him. So it'll be based off of a player's skill set, their build, their makeup. Some people, Shaq is that player, because if you're guarding Shaq and he's turning and he's hitting you, at around 330 pounds, you're going to feel that, at the end of the night. I've been covering a lot with Steven Jackson and some of the ways he opposed LeBron, but we got to talk about this too when he gives them props. You got to give both sides of it, not just when it's something that can be perceived as negative. And he talked about how Monta Ellis is doing good. And one thing that stood out to me is he said that Lil Bro doing better than all us. And what I think he's speaking to is Monta Ellis being there. Probably, I don't know how many kids he's got, but he's, been we ain't really heard much from Monta Ellis. He's off with his family and he's just enjoying being a father and a husband to his wife. So that is to be commended in this society. He's lived the NBA life and everything, and now he's just there with his kids doing the right thing. And you could just tell, like, Steven Jackson is proud of the man that he's become and how he's stepping up and handling business. We got so many people out here in the world that don't want anything to do with their families, and they run in the streets and doing different things, and they not putting in that quality time at home. So I commend Monta Ellis for that too, man. And hopefully, they'll get him on all the smoke. He said him and Matt Barnes have a strong bond. They love that young man, and they've been trying to get him on there. And that's telling too, like, Monta Ellis not being funny, but, he's just doing things with his kids. He's not in a rush to jump back in the limelight, but and he knows an interview would kind of do that for him. And he likes living under a rock a little bit. So that's commendable, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.